Anna Summers was delivering water bottles when she heard a terrible crash. Metal screeched against metal. A car slammed into a street lamp at the corner of West Avenue and Harbor Street. Anna dropped the heavy water bottles. Her heart pounded in her chest. People screamed. They ran toward the smoking wreckage. Without thinking, Anna sprinted toward the crash too, weaving between the shocked bystanders frozen in place. A crumpled black SUV sat in a heap, smoke pouring out from under the hood. Inside, a man was slumped over the steering wheel. Blood dripped down his forehead. His face was deathly pale. "We need an ambulance!" Anna shouted. But no one moved to help. They just stared at the wreck, eyes wide. Coughing from the smoke, Anna yanked open the car door. "Sir, can you hear me?" Her hand shook as she reached out to him. The man let out a groan. Relief washed through Anna. He was alive at least. Sirens wailed in the distance, getting closer. Red and blue lights flashed, glinting off shards of broken glass scattered across the street. Paramedics pushed through the gawking crowd. They swarmed around the car. Anna stumbled back out of the way, gasping for air. Her heart still raced like crazy. A young police officer put his hand on her shoulder. "Are you all right, miss?" Anna nodded, unable to speak. She watched the EMTs carefully load the injured man into the back of the ambulance. She didn't know his name or who he was. But in the brief moment their eyes met, Anna felt a jolt of something she couldn't quite explain. Later that night, the story was all over the news. Breaking! Alex Lewis, billionaire CEO of Lewis Group, involved in serious car crash, the headlines screamed. Rumors swirl about his health and future. Standing outside a little corner store, Anna stared up at the TV, bolted to the wall in disbelief. Alex Lewis. She knew that name. Everyone did. He wasn't just an ordinary guy. He was the heir to a massive corporate empire. His face was always splashed across magazine covers and business shows. And she, Anna Summers, had just pulled him from a wrecked burning car. Her arms wrapped around herself tightly. This can't be real, she thought. People like him and people like me might as well live on different planets. Meanwhile, across town, Eleanor Lewis was in a rage. She hurled a stack of gossip magazines across the marble floor of her enormous Beverly Hills mansion. "This is humiliating," she shouted. Her nephew Eric stood stiffly near the grand piano. "The media is having a field day, Aunt Eleanor," he said, choosing his words carefully. "Some of these rumors are saying the crash left Alex unable to have children." Eleanor whipped around to face Eric, her diamond earrings swinging wildly. "Alex needs to get married, and soon. If he doesn't produce an heir, we'll be the laughingstock of the country." Eric fought to contain a smirk. "Let me take care of it," he said smoothly. "I'll arrange something tonight." Eleanor narrowed her eyes at him. After a long moment, she finally jerked her head in a nod. "Fine, do it, but be discreet." An hour later, Eric showed up at Alex's hospital room with an offer for a fun night out to take his mind off things. "I'm not interested in your silly distractions," Alex growled. "You owe it to the family," Eric insisted. "Your mother is worried. You need this." That was how Alex ended up at the Velvet Room that night, one of LA's most high-end lounges, despite his better judgment. He hated the cloying perfume, the fake laughter, the gold-digging women fawning over his wealth. Disgusted, Alex turned to leave. And that's when he saw her, Anna, the girl from the accident. But she wasn't happy and smiling like before. A drunk, sleazy guy had his hands all over her as she struggled to push him away. Without thinking, Alex stormed over. "Get your hands off her, now!" The drunk man sneered, until Alex grabbed him by the collar and shoved him back so hard he nearly fell. Anna collapsed against Alex, her breathing ragged. Her skin felt hot to the touch. Alex's stomach dropped. She had been drugged, he realized. 15 minutes later, they were in a hotel room. Anna shivered feverishly on the bed, incoherent. "We shouldn't," Alex said, wrestling with himself. She was so vulnerable, so out of it, but she reached for him desperately. "Please," she begged, "help me. I need you." Something in Alex snapped. He gave in. "Do you want this?" he asked hoarsely. "Yes," she whispered. "I do." In the morning, Anna woke up alone, head pounding. Shame burned through her as she remembered what happened. "Oh, God," she gasped. "What did I do? I don't even know his name." Panicking, Anna grabbed her clothes and bolted from the hotel as fast as she could, not looking back. How could she face him? or herself after this. Alex Lewis didn't want to be in a seedy karaoke bar like this. It was the last place he ever expected to find himself again. But when Eric told him that he had tracked down Anna, Alex knew he had to see her with his own eyes. And there she was, Anna Summers, up on the cramped stage, singing an old love song under the harsh neon lights. She looked miserable in her tight black dress and smudged makeup, like she would rather be anywhere else. Alex's heart twisted painfully seeing her reduced to this. She didn't belong here, not even close. Beside him, Eric snickered under his breath. "Looks like you still have a thing for slumming it, huh?" Ignoring him, Alex pushed through the crowd of drunk, leering men. He walked right up to the stage, his expensive shoes sticking to the grimy floor. When Anna saw him, she froze. The microphone tumbled out of her hand and clattered to the floor. Her face drained of color as shame and shock battled in her eyes. Without a word, Alex tossed a wad of cash on a table, enough to buy this whole sorry place 10 times over. He reached up, grabbed Anna's arm and pulled her off the stage. "We need to talk. Now," he said tersely. Anna didn't resist as he led her outside. What was the point? Her heart was already in pieces seeing him again like this. The cool night air slapped her in the face as they stepped into the dark parking lot. She tried to yank her arm free, but Alex held on tight. "Since when are you working in a dump like this?" he demanded. Anna's cheeks burned. "That's none of your business," she spat, trying to hold on to her last shred of dignity. Alex's eyes flashed with anger. "None of my business!" After what happened with us? Humiliation swept through Anna. She couldn't even look at him. "I need the money," she said, her voice bitter. "We can't all live in mansions and have everything handed to us. So this is your solution? Selling yourself to any creep with a few bucks." "I'm just singing," Anna cried. Angry tears stung her eyes. I would never." "Oh, really? So how much would it take then, Anna? A couple hundred? A couple grand? Everyone has a price, right?" Something inside Anna snapped. She whipped around and slapped Alex across the face as hard as she could. The sharp crack echoed through the empty lot. Alex barely even flinched. He stared at her, his expression unreadable. Anna was shaking now, tears burning trails down her cheeks. "You don't know a thing about my life," she choked out. "You have no idea what it's like to be me, to have no other choice." She spun around to run away, and doubled over with a cry of pain. A vicious cramp tore through her stomach, bringing her to her knees. Alex lunged forward and caught her before she hit the ground. "Anna, what's wrong? Talk to me!" The anger was gone from his voice now, replaced by fear. "I don't know," Anna gasped. "It hurts. I can't." Alex didn't hesitate. He swept her up into his arms, cradling her against his chest. "I'm taking you to the hospital. Just hold on," he said. 2 hours later, Anna sat alone on a hard hospital bed, numb with shock. She stared blankly at the curtain separating her from the rest of the ER, the doctor's words still ringing in her ears. "You're pregnant, Miss Summers, about 4 weeks along, with twins. Twins, 2 tiny lives growing inside of her." Anna pressed a trembling hand to her stomach, tears blurring her vision. How could this be happening? Behind her, someone cleared their throat. Anna flinched. She had forgotten Alex was even there. He had been standing in the corner silently this whole time. "They're mine, aren't they?" It wasn't really a question. Unable to speak, Anna just nodded. She heard Alex let out a long, slow breath. "Okay then," he said quietly. "Looks like we have some things to figure out." 20 minutes later, they were sitting across from each other in a grungy 24-hour diner. Anna stirred her terrible coffee, unable to meet his eyes. Her mind was reeling, overwhelmed. "So, you're planning to keep them?" Alex asked. Again, it wasn't really a question. Anna finally looked up at him. "Yes," she said softly. "But I don't expect anything from you, Alex. I'll manage on my own somehow." "Don't be ridiculous," he cut her off. "You think I'd really let you raise my children alone?" Anna flinched, stung. "I'm not asking for your help," she said tightly. Alex leaned forward, his gaze intense. "Too bad. You've got it anyway." "I'm not walking away from this, Anna. From them." He reached into his pocket, pulled out a business card, and slid it over to her. "This is my lawyer. He'll make sure you and the babies have everything you need. Medical care, a safe place to live, all of it." Anna stared down at the embossed card. Anger and humiliation twisted inside her. "I don't need your charity," she whispered. "It's not charity," Alex said, his voice low and serious. "It's my responsibility too." Hot tears pricked at the corners of Anna's eyes. This couldn't be happening. But what about school? I'm supposed to graduate next year." "And you will," Alex promised. "We'll get you tutors, help, whatever you need. The babies won't stop you from getting your degree." A bitter laugh escaped Anna's throat. "Right, because throwing money at a problem always fixes everything, doesn't it?" Alex just looked at her sadly. "No," he said softly, "not everything. But it can fix this, if you'll let me." The next morning, Anna perched stiffly on the edge of a huge leather sofa, feeling completely out of place in the opulent Lewis mansion. Everywhere she looked, marble floors, crystal chandeliers, huge fancy paintings screamed money and power. She definitely didn't belong here. And based on the judgmental looks the staff kept throwing her way, they clearly agreed. Across the room, Alex leaned against the ornate fireplace, arms crossed, studying Anna intently, like she was a puzzling riddle he needed to crack. "What's on your mind?" he finally asked, breaking the tense silence. "You've hardly said a word since you got here." Anna gave a rigid shrug. "I'm not sure what you want me to say. This ... She gestured around helplessly at the lavish room. "This isn't my world, Alex. Not even close." Alex pushed off the fireplace and strode over to her, reaching into his suit jacket pocket as he walked. Anna's eyes widened as he pulled out a small velvet box. Her heart started to pound frantically. "Number? He couldn't be. There's no way." Alex dropped down on one knee right in front of her. He flipped open the box, revealing the biggest, most dazzling diamond ring Anna had ever seen. It had to be at least 4 carats. The way it sparkled almost hurt her eyes. "Marry me, Anna," Alex said, his voice calm and sure. Anna gaped at him. Is this a joke?" "I don't joke about things this serious." Alex's expression was perfectly solemn. "You're having my babies. I want to do right by you and give you the respect and stability you deserve." "By giving me a ring?" Anna could barely process what was happening. Her hands twisted together anxiously in her lap. Alex's stern face softened. He reached out and gently took her hands in his. "Anna, I know this is unexpected, maybe even a little scary, but I care about you. I don't want you going through this pregnancy alone." He hesitated before adding more quietly, "And I don't want our children growing up without a real family." Tears pricked painfully at the corners of Anna's eyes. "But we barely even know each other," she protested weakly. "We'll have time to change that," Alex promised. "We can take things slow, find our way together, no pressure. Just say you'll be my wife." Anna stared down at the huge diamond, then back up at Alex's handsome face. She thought about the tiny lives growing inside her, already changing everything. This wasn't just about her anymore. "Okay," she finally whispered with a slow nod. "I'll marry you." Within an hour, the Lewis mansion exploded into a flurry of activity. Maids rushed in every direction as Eleanor Lewis shouted commands like a drill sergeant. "Get me the best wedding planner in California on the phone immediately. Reserve the grandest church in the city. Book the finest hotel for the reception. And schedule emergency fittings with the top designers for a custom gown." Eleanor was determined that her son's shotgun wedding to some nobody would still be the social event of the year. She refused to let anyone gossip that the Lewis family legacy was slipping. However, the news of Alex's engagement hit like a slap to the face for one person, Vivian Shaw. She stood seething in front of her bedroom mirror, angrily smearing crimson lipstick across her full lips. Vivian always got what, and who, she wanted. And she'd had her sights set on Alex Lewis and his billions since they were teenagers. When Alex had his accident, Vivian made sure she was the very first one at the hospital, cooing over him with flowers and soup and not-so-subtle hints that merging their 2 powerful families would be brilliant for business. But now he was marrying that pathetic little nobody, some cheap karaoke tramp. Vivian could barely contain her rage. Her perfectly manicured nails dug into the wood of her vanity. She wouldn't allow this farce of a marriage to happen, not without a vicious fight. Alex Lewis would be hers, one way or another. Meanwhile, Anna tried to cling to some sense of normalcy. She stubbornly kept going to her college classes, despite her doctor begging her to rest more. Ignoring the blatant stares and hushed gossip that now stalked her through the halls, she held her head high and focused on her notes. But the cruel whispers kept coming, wearing her down bit by bit. I heard that's the girl who got herself knocked up. Probably by some rich old geezer. Total gold digger. Have you seen the expensive clothes and bags she has now? Guess sleeping around pays well. The spiteful words clung to Anna like a noxious cloud. Still, she was determined not to let them see her crumble. One afternoon, Vivian Shaw ambushed Anna outside the campus library, looking like she had just stepped out of a fashion magazine in her chic designer outfit and picture-perfect hair and makeup. Well, if it isn't the infamous Anna Summers, Vivian said with a smug smile, crossing her arms. Anna tensed, hugging her book bag protectively to her stomach. I'm not looking for any trouble, she said quietly. Vivian laughed unkindly. Oh, honey, you are the trouble. You're the pathetic little joke that everyone is laughing at behind your back. Swallowing hard, Anna willed herself to keep her composure. She wouldn't let this spiteful woman get a rise out of her. Do you honestly believe Alex cares about you? Vivian asked, voice dripping with disdain. Get real. You're just his charity case. A big mistake he got stuck with thanks to your little accident. Anna couldn't stop her hands from shaking now, but she held her ground. Vivian stepped even closer, so near that Anna could smell her cloud of expensive perfume. Silly girls like you don't get fairy tale endings, Vivian hissed in her ear. You'll get used, humiliated, and then tossed out with yesterday's trash the second Alex comes to his senses. With that, she turned on her stiletto heel and sauntered away. Anna stood frozen, fighting back the hot rush of tears threatening to spill over. That night, Alex found her huddled by the fountain in the mansion's sprawling garden, hugging her knees to her chest. Do you want to talk about it? He asked simply as he sat down beside her. At first, Anna couldn't make herself respond. The pain and humiliation of Vivian's ugly confrontation still burned like acid in her chest. But after a while, Alex coaxed the story out of her bit by bit. They're all wrong about you, Anna, he said firmly when she finished, putting a comforting arm around her trembling shoulders. You're so much stronger than you realize. They don't know the first thing about who you really are, or what you've already survived. Exhausted, Anna let herself lean into Alex's solid warmth just a little. Maybe, just maybe, with him by her side, she could make it through this nightmare after all. But across the city, alone in her luxury hotel suite, Vivian Shaw was already putting the wheels of revenge in motion as she sipped her expensive wine and stared out over the glittering LA skyline. If Alex and his little bimbo thought they could humiliate Vivian this way, they were dead wrong. She wouldn't rest until she destroyed their undeserved happily ever after, no matter how dirty she had to play to win. Anna stared at her phone screen, her heart sinking as Mum flashed across the caller ID. A tiny, foolish part of her still hoped that maybe, just maybe, her mother was reaching out because she actually cared. Taking a deep breath, Anna accepted the call. Hello? Anna, you need to come home right now, Janet said curtly, skipping any pretense of a loving greeting. Your father is very sick. He keeps asking for you. Anna's stomach dropped. What? Dad is sick? What's wrong with him? He can barely get out of bed, Janet said, forcing a quaver into her voice. I think this might be the end, Anna. Are you really going to let him die without seeing his only daughter one last time? Guilt wrapped around Anna's throat like a vice. No, of course not. I'll come right away. Good, Janet said, sniffling dramatically. Oh, and make sure to bring your ID. The line went dead before Anna could ask why. That evening, Anna told Alex about the call. He frowned, not even trying to hide his skepticism. Do you really think she's telling the truth? Anna twisted her hands together. I don't know. But if my dad really is dying, I'll never forgive myself if I'm not there. Alex sighed, running a hand through his hair in frustration. Fine, but I'm coming with you, he said firmly, and that's not up for debate. The next day, they drove in tense silence through the run-down streets of Anna's childhood neighborhood. The small, shabby duplex where she grew up looked exactly the same, right down to the peeling paint and broken blinds. Wait here, Anna said, as Alex parked. I'll just be a minute to check on him. Alex clearly didn't like it, but he nodded. Okay, but if anything feels off, even a little, you call for me immediately. Understand? Anna agreed and stepped out of the car. She barely made it to the front steps before the door flew open. "There's my baby girl," Janet cooed, a wide smile plastered across her face. "Come in, come in!" Something about her overly sweet tone made Anna's skin prickle with unease, but she swallowed it down and stepped inside. The house smelled like it always had, a mix of cheap air freshener, cigarette smoke, and burned grease. Her dad was sprawled on the old, sagging couch, a beer in hand as he watched TV. He looked up when she entered, totally fine, not sick or dying at all. "Dad, Mum said you were really ill." "Oh, that?" Janet said quickly. "Well, you know how these things are? He started feeling better as soon as he knew you were coming." Realization slammed into Anna like a truck. This had all been another trick. She spun towards the door, but Janet grabbed her arm in an iron grip. "Not so fast! You're not going anywhere!" she snarled, all sweetness vanishing from her tone. "You owe us, Anna! You think you're better than us now that you're shacked up in some rich boy's mansion? Let go of me!" Anna yelled, trying to yank free. "I don't owe you anything!" Suddenly, two rough-looking men, friends of her uncle, stepped out of the shadows. Anna's heart started to race with real fear. "What's going on? What do you want?" "You're getting married," Janet said smugly. "Today, to Mr. Jackson." The name hit Anna like a bucket of ice water. Jackson was a disgusting old man. He had to be at least 60. "I'm not marrying that pig!" she shouted, struggling harder. "He's older than Dad! He's also rich!" Janet snapped. "I've already taken the dowry money, $200,000. You're doing this whether you like it or not." Full-blown panic seized Anna. She thrashed wildly in the men's grip as they dragged her towards the door. "Alex!" she screamed desperately. "Alex, help!" Outside, Alex heard the commotion and reacted instantly. He leapt from the car and charged into the house, taking in the scene in one sweeping glance. The two men manhandling a fighting Anna, Janet screaming, broken furniture everywhere. With a roar of fury, Alex launched himself at Anna's attackers. A lucky punch took one down immediately. The other managed to land a wild swing on Alex's jaw before being slammed violently into the wall and crumpling. "Anna, run!" Alex shouted. Janet shrieked with outrage as Anna bolted for the door. "You have no right! She's my daughter!" Alex rounded on Janet, eyes blazing. "She's done with you!" he snarled. "If you ever touch her again, I'll make sure you end up on the streets." With that, he grabbed Anna's hand and pulled her outside, slamming the door on Janet's enraged screams. They made it halfway down the walkway before Anna's knees buckled. Alex caught her as she collapsed against him, her whole body shaking violently. He practically carried her to the car, his jaw clenched with barely contained rage. They drove in silence for a long time, until Anna finally managed to whisper, "Thank you." Alex's hands tightened on the steering wheel. "You never have to thank me for protecting you," he said roughly. "And you need to get it through your head that you don't owe those people a damn thing. Not after the way they've treated you." Anna just nodded, too exhausted to speak as hot tears streamed down her face. For the first time in her life, she had someone willing to fight for her, to keep her safe. It felt simultaneously terrifying and wonderful. But even as they drove away, sinister plans were being put in motion across the city. In her sleek corporate office, Vivian Shaw smiled coldly as she assembled a folder of carefully forged documents, all purportedly proving Anna to be a lying, manipulative gold digger. "That little bitch is ruining everything," Vivian hissed to her father, sliding the folder to him across the gleaming conference table. "But if Alex sees proof of what she really is, he'll drop her immediately." Mr. Shaw nodded his approval. "Then make it happen. Soon." That night, Anna was sitting outside, trying to wrap her mind around the day's insanity, when Alex appeared. He draped a soft blanket around her shoulders and sat beside her. "I don't know if I can do this," Anna whispered. "All these rich people, this crazy lifestyle, it's not me." "You don't have to change a thing," Alex said firmly. "Just keep being yourself. That's who I—" He trailed off, but Anna's heart stuttered at the unspoken implication. She desperately wanted to believe him, to trust this fragile new bond between them. If only she knew about the storm of lies and betrayal brewing just out of sight, waiting to sweep in and destroy it all. Anna walked onto campus the next morning, feeling almost like her old self again. She pulled her hoodie snug around her still tiny baby bump, hoping no one would notice yet. Just a few more months, she told herself. Just make it through the semester, graduate, and then maybe she and Alex could figure out a real future together, far away from all this drama. She barely made it 10 steps before she felt the stares and heard the whispers. Oh my God, is that her? I can't believe she showed her face here. What a slut! Anna's stomach churned as she walked faster, trying to ignore it all. But then her roommate Tina came running up, looking pale and shaken. Anna! Oh God, Anna, you have to see this! She said, shoving her phone at Anna with trembling hands. It was the campus gossip forum, and there, in big bold letters, was the headline. Pregnant gold digger cons billionaire. Someone had posted photos of Anna and Alex, laughing together, Anna carrying shopping bags, getting into his car. Except they made it look so tawdry, so transactional, like she was... Oh no, Anna whispered, bile rising in her throat. No, no, no. A crowd was gathering now, everyone staring and pointing at her like she was an animal in the zoo. Cruel laughter rang in Anna's ears. She wanted to scream that it wasn't true, that they had it all wrong. But shame strangled her voice. Then a sharp, clicking rhythm cut through the noise as Vivian Shaw strode up, a poisonous smirk on her perfect lips. Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour, she called out loudly. Quite the step up from seedy karaoke bars, huh, Anna? Vivian feigned a sad pout. Though I suppose when you're willing to get pregnant to trap a rich man, the sky's the limit. Shut up! Anna shouted, hot tears pricking her eyes. You don't know anything about me or Alex. Vivian narrowed her eyes. Don't I? But hey, maybe you're right. Why don't you share with the class what you were really doing at those gross clubs every night? Horrified gasps and whispers rippled through the watching students. Anna felt like she'd been punched in the gut. Singing! I was just singing, that's all. Her voice cracked pathetically. Vivian laughed, cold and mocking. If that's what they're calling it these days. Face it, Anna. You're just a scheming little gold digger who got lucky. Emphasis on the got lucky. Humiliated tears were sliding freely down Anna's burning cheeks now. This couldn't be happening. It couldn't. Tina grabbed her arm. Come on, let's just go, she urged. But Anna couldn't move. She stood there, frozen and shaking, as her reputation shattered around her for everyone to see. An hour later, Anna sat hunched and miserable in the dean's office. Mrs. Reynolds had a pinched, uncomfortable look on her face. Anna, I'm so sorry, but we've been getting a lot of concerned calls from parents. Given the sensitive situation, the board thinks it might be best for you to take a leave of absence. What? No exclamation mark? Anna jerked upright, panicking. I'm so close to graduating, you can't do this. You're not being expelled, Mrs. Reynolds said gently. But surely you can see how hard it would be to have you on campus right now, in your condition. We can arrange for you to finish your courses online. She kept talking, but Anna couldn't hear her over the rush of blood in her ears. This couldn't be real. One cruel prank couldn't destroy everything she'd worked so hard for, could it? That evening, Alex found Anna huddled alone on the back patio, thousands of yards away. He silently handed her a mug of lemon ginger tea and sat beside her. I heard what happened, he said after a long moment. Anna, I'm so sorry. I hate this, she whispered, swiping angrily at the fresh tears that wouldn't stop coming. I'm already the villain of my own life, and now I have to be the bad guy in everyone else's story too. Alex took her hand, giving it a comforting squeeze. You're not the villain here. Not to me, not ever. She looked up at him, eyes glistening. You really still believe in me? After everything they're saying? With everything I have, he said fiercely. And I promise, we'll get through this. Anna gave him a wobbly smile and rested her head on his strong shoulder, drawing comfort from his solid warmth. She wanted so badly to believe him. Meanwhile, across the city, Vivian was smugly organizing a thick folder on her desk. Her private investigator had really outdone himself this time. The bank statements, the text messages, the photos, all of it proved without a doubt what a lying, scheming tramp Anna Summers really was. Poor Alex. He'd be devastated. But soon he'd see Anna's betrayal for himself. And then, once his ridiculous bleeding heart stopped feeling sorry for her, he'd come running right back to where he truly belonged. To Vivian. 3 days later, a storm broke over Lewis Group headquarters. Alex stared down at the huge, glossy photos scattered across his desk. his secretary hovering nervously in front of him. "Sir, I'm so sorry, this was just delivered and—" "It's fine, Mona. I'll handle it." Alex clenched his jaw so hard his teeth ached as he flipped through the documents. It was bad. Really bad. Exactly the kind of thing that could destroy Anna if it got out. But Alex knew Vivian's vindictive games better than anyone. And he'd been preparing for this from the moment Anna told him she was pregnant. He picked up his phone and dialed. "Eric, I need everything we have on Vivian Shaw. Bank records, phone logs, security footage, all of it. We're going to war." As soon as Alex hung up with Eric, he sprang into action. He stormed out of his office and marched through the elegant hallways of Lewis Group headquarters, a man on a mission. Vivian had gone too far this time. Alex refused to let her cruelty touch Anna ever again. Across the city, Vivian lazed on a posh rooftop patio with her friends, sipping champagne and gossiping. When her phone buzzed with Alex's name, a thrill shot through her. Finally, her plan was working. She accepted the call with a fake pout. "Alex, darling, I've been so worried about you after everything I uncovered about Anna." "Save it, Vivian," Alex snapped, his voice cold as ice. "Meet me at my office, now." Vivian's smile sharpened. He was angry. Good. The angrier he was, the more satisfying it would be when he finally kicked that little nobody to the curb. 20 minutes later, Vivian sauntered into Alex's executive suite, red stilettos clicking. But her triumphant grin faltered slightly when she saw Alex's stormy expression and Eric standing guard behind him. "Alex, what's going on? I thought—" "Sit down," Alex commanded, "and shut up." He threw a thick folder on the table between them. Vivian's heart stumbled. "What is this?" she asked. "Evidence, real evidence, not the pack of lies you've been spreading." Alex's eyes blazed with barely restrained fury. "Did you really think I wouldn't look into your claims? That I wouldn't find out you faked those photos and bribed people to smear Anna's name?" Vivian gaped at him. How? How had he uncovered her scheme so quickly? "I was protecting you," she tried desperately. "That girl is all wrong for you, Alex. She's gutter trash." Alex slammed his hands on the table, making Vivian flinch. "Don't you dare talk about the woman I love that way," he snarled. "You're so blinded by jealousy that you'd destroy an innocent person's life." "Innocent?" Vivian scoffed. "Please, I know her type. She'll bleed you dry and leave you broken. I'm the one who really loves you." Alex looked at her with disgust. "You don't know what love is, Vivian. You only care about yourself. And if you ever come near Anna or my family again, I will end you." He turned to Eric. "Get her out of my sight." "Alex, stop. You need me." Vivian screeched as Eric hauled her out. "This isn't over, Anna Summers. I'll make you pay for this." The doors slammed on her threats, leaving a ringing silence. Back at the mansion, Anna paced the gleaming floors, fighting tears. Her mother had caused yet another ugly scene, screaming abuse from the front gates until security dragged her away. "Ungrateful brat! You owe me everything!" The cruel words chased Anna as she fled to the back gardens, desperate for air. Strong arms caught her, solid and safe. "Alex." He held her as she sobbed into his chest. "I'm sorry," she choked out. "I'm so sorry, Alex. For my family, for the drama, for—" "Shh, stop," he interrupted gently. "You have nothing to apologize for, baby. None of this is your fault. I'm trying so hard," Anna wept. "But it's never good enough. I'm never enough." Alex tipped her chin up, forcing her to meet his intense gaze. "You are everything, Anna. Everything. Don't let anyone tell you different." She clung to him, allowing his fierce love and support to wrap around her like armor. A fragile hope fluttered in her chest. Maybe, just maybe, they could weather this storm together. That hope bloomed into radiant certainty a week later. Alex had called a massive press conference, with Anna proudly by his side. Cameras flashed, reporters clamored. Alex held up a hand for silence. "I know there have been a lot of rumors flying around about my personal life," he began. "Let me set the record straight. Anna Summers is not some scandal or gold digger. She is my fiancée, the mother of my unborn children, and the love of my life." The crowd erupted in shouts and applause. Alex pulled Anna close, beaming down at her. "We're not rushing or hiding anything. We've been blessed, and we want to celebrate that with the world." Anna smiled through happy tears. For once, she wasn't shrinking away in shame. She was standing tall, cherished and protected. Vivian tried sniping at them a few more times, but her poison had lost its sting. The more Alex exposed her spiteful lies, the more her reputation crumpled. No one wanted anything to do with her. For the first time in forever, Anna could breathe again. She could look to the future with excitement instead of dread. She had Alex. She had their babies. And no one, not even the darkest shadows of her past, could steal her joy now. One perfect evening, she and Alex sat cuddled on the balcony, watching the LA sunset paint the sky in dreamy oranges and pinks. "I don't know how to thank you," Anna murmured. "The way you stood up for me, for us. I've never had anyone in my corner like that before." Alex kissed her hair softly. "You never have to thank me. Fighting for you, for our family, it's the easiest thing in the world. Because you're my world now." Anna closed her eyes, overwhelmed with emotion. It had been a long, hard road, but she wasn't walking it alone anymore, and that made all the difference. The weeks leading up to the wedding passed in a dizzying blur for Anna. One day, she was trying on gorgeous white dresses. The next, she was meeting with a team of event planners who fawned over her like royalty. It was exhilarating, but also completely overwhelming. Many times, Anna had to fight the urge to run and hide from all the attention. But every time the anxiety started to drown her, Alex would take her hand under the table and give it a reassuring squeeze, or flash her a smile that seemed to say, "I'm right here with you." Somehow, that always kept Anna tethered. Eleanor, Alex's mother, had very grand ideas for the wedding. "I've reserved the Regency ballroom," she declared one afternoon, showing Anna an elaborate slideshow. White roses everywhere, an 8-course dinner, a towering cake, and invitations custom made in Paris. Only the best for a Lewis wedding. Anna's head spun. "I was thinking something a bit smaller," she started timidly. Eleanor waved a dismissive hand. "Nonsense, dear. This will be the social event of the year." Feeling defeated, Anna caught Alex's eye across the room. He shot her a discreet wink, and suddenly the tight knot in her chest loosened. She could do this. She had to. Just when things were starting to go smoothly, the universe threw another curveball. Alex was in an important meeting when his assistant rushed in with an urgent note. Anna was in the hospital. He raced out without a second thought. Anna was pale and shaking in a wheelchair when he arrived, his mother fluttering uselessly nearby. "What happened? Is she okay? Are the babies?" Alex demanded. "I'm okay," Anna said with a wobbly smile. "Just fainted during a dress fitting. I got dizzy and—" The doctor pulled Alex aside. "Anna is extremely stressed. The babies are doing fine, but she needs complete rest for the next few weeks." Alex knelt in front of Anna and stroked her cheek. "You heard him. From now on, you're off your feet. Doctor's orders." "So bossy," Anna said with a shaky laugh. "Yeah, well, that's what happens when you scare me half to death," Alex said, only half joking. "I mean it, Anna. No more pushing yourself." Things were quiet at home after that. Eleanor immediately cancelled all wedding planning and instructed the staff to make sure Anna relaxed. Too exhausted to argue, Anna simply curled up on the sofa with her head in Alex's lap and drifted off. As he stroked her hair, Alex's mind raced. He had a sinking feeling that it wasn't just wedding stress making Anna ill. Something else was going on, something he hadn't told her about yet, and the guilt was eating him alive. Later, Alex stood brooding on the balcony. Eric joined him, beers in hand. "What's eating you, man?" "Don't say nothing, I know that look." Alex sighed heavily. "You know that research you did for me? What did you find?" Grimly, Eric handed Alex a folder. Inside were photos of a gorgeous blonde woman. Alex's blood ran cold. It was Claire, his ex-fiancée who had nearly destroyed him years ago. According to Eric's intel, she was back in LA and had reached out to Vivian. "Anna can't know about this," Alex said harshly. "After everything she's been through, I have to protect her." "I'm on it," Eric promised. "I'll handle Claire." But 2 days later, the other shoe dropped. Anna was relaxing on the patio when the housekeeper brought her a letter, no return address. Curious, Anna opened it and nearly stopped breathing. It was a photo of Alex and Claire, looking so happy and in love. A note was scrawled underneath. "You're just a poor substitute. He'll never love you like he loved me." When Alex came home hours later, he found Anna sitting like a statue on their bed, the crumpled photo in her fist. "Anna, What's wrong? Where did you get that? She looked up at him, eyes swollen from crying. How could you lie to me? She whispered. Baby, no, I didn't lie, I swear, Alex said fervently, taking her hands. I only found out Claire was back a few days ago myself. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to upset you. Anna yanked her hands away. Well, bang up job there, she said bitterly. Now, instead of just stressed, I'm completely devastated. Don't you think I deserve to know? Of course you do. I was trying to protect you, but I went about it all wrong. I'm so sorry. Alex tipped her chin up to look at him. Please believe me, Anna. Claire is ancient history. You and our babies. You're my everything now. Fresh tears rolled down Anna's face. I don't want to be a consolation prize, Alex. I can't. He cut her off with a fierce kiss. You are not and could never be second best. Never, he said against her lips. This heart, it beats only for you. I'll spend every day of my life proving that if I have to. Anna wanted to believe him. She really, truly did. But as she melted into his embrace, a tiny seed of doubt took root deep in her heart and began to grow. Rain pounded against the windows of the Lewis mansion. Anna was curled up on the couch under a soft blanket when the doorbell suddenly rang. A minute later, a beautiful blonde woman strutted into the living room like she owned it. Anna sat up quickly, her heart racing. The woman was flawlessly put together in designer everything, and the smug look on her face set off every alarm bell in Anna's head. Anna, I presume, the woman said with false sweetness. I'm Claire Benson. Anna stood, hands clenched at her sides. I know who you are. What I don't know is what you're doing here. Claire pouted. I just wanted to meet the girl who stole my place so quickly. Alex always did like them, young and malleable. I didn't steal anything, Anna snapped. What you and Alex had is ancient history. Is it? Claire asked softly. Tell me, Anna, do you really believe a man like Alex ever gets over his first true love? Without waiting for an answer, Claire scrolled through her phone and held it out. Look familiar? Anna's stomach plummeted. It was a photo of Alex and Claire looking blissfully happy, wrapped around each other on some yacht in paradise. Claire's smile turned cutting. You're a placeholder, sweetheart. Temporary. As soon as Alex gets bored playing house, he'll come back to what he really wants. To me. You're lying, Anna whispered through numb lips. Am I? Claire laughed. Search your heart. You know it's true. Just then the front door slammed open. A soaking wet, absolutely furious Alex stood framed in the doorway. Get the hell out, Claire. Now! He roared. Claire sauntered out, pausing to whisper something to Alex that Anna couldn't hear. Then with a wink, she vanished into the stormy day. Alex rushed to Anna's side. Baby, I'm so sorry. Don't listen to a word that snake says. She's just trying to mess with your head. Anna couldn't look at him. She's doing a damn good job of it. Anna, please, don't let Claire poison what we have. I love you. Finally, Anna met his pleading gaze. Did you ever want to go back to her? Tell me the truth. Alex physically flinched. God, no. Never, he said fervently. She's my past, Anna. You and our babies are my future, my everything. Anna so badly wanted to believe him, but Claire's words burrowed into her heart like thorns, raising doubts she couldn't shake. The next few days were agony. Anna could barely bring herself to eat or sleep. She went through the motions mechanically, haunted by Claire's taunts. The persistent calls from the wedding planner about small details went unanswered. How could Anna think about flower arrangements when she didn't even know if she'd be getting married anymore? Finally, Alex couldn't take the silence. He found Anna robotically folding baby clothes in the nursery. We need to talk about this, he said hoarsely. I can't stand seeing you like this. There's nothing to talk about, Anna said numbly. The hell there isn't, Alex shouted. You're shutting me out, Anna. Letting Claire get in your head with her lies and schemes. Something in Anna snapped. She whirled on him, eyes blazing. You don't get it, Alex. Women like Claire and Vivian look at me and see nothing, a nobody who trapped you by getting knocked up. And maybe they're right. Alex grabbed her shoulders. They are not right. Anna, you are the best thing that's ever happened to me. The only one I want now and forever. And if you can't see that, if you really don't trust me, his voice cracked. Then I don't know where we go from here. Anna sucked in a sharp breath. Silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken pain. Finally, Alex let her go and turned away. "I love you so damn much," he said raggedly. "But I can't force you to believe in us. That's a choice you have to make." And then he was gone. Anna crumpled into the rocking chair, sobbing so hard she could barely breathe. Was this really happening? Were they broken beyond repair? She hugged her stomach, terrified of losing the family she'd fought so hard for. Alone in his office, Alex was drowning in despair. His hands shook as he poured himself a stiff drink. How had everything gone so wrong so fast? He felt helpless, a failure for allowing Claire's venom to infect their happiness. For the first time, he had no idea how to reach Anna through the wall of doubt between them. Across town, Claire lounged in her penthouse suite, sipping wine and smiling as rain lashed the windows. She'd planted the seeds of mistrust. Now, all she had to do was sit back and watch Anna and Alex fall apart. Everything was going exactly according to plan. Anna packed her suitcase, the bedroom painfully quiet, except for the soft sounds of zippers and rustling clothes. Outside, the city sparkled with life, but inside, Anna felt nothing but numb. Robotically, she folded shirts, tucked in shoes, gathered the documents that had become her life. Each movement felt heavy, weighted by the impossible choice she'd had to make. She had to go, even if it shattered her heart into a million jagged pieces. The poisonous doubts Claire had planted ran too deep. Anna couldn't bear to stay, always wondering if she truly belonged. Her babies deserved better than a world of sideways glances and vicious whispers. Resolutely, she zipped the suitcase closed, no more hesitating. Downstairs, Alex sat motionless on the couch, a baseball game playing unwatched on the huge TV. He looked as wrecked as Anna felt, unshaven and exhausted. Failure hung thick in the air between them. How had they let things unravel so completely? Anna paused at the top of the staircase, hands white-knuckled on the suitcase handle. For a wild second, she almost changed her mind. Almost dropped the bag and ran straight into Alex's arms. Consequences be damned. But the echo of Claire's mocking laughter and her mum's scathing criticism rang in her ears. "You don't belong in his world. You never will." Blinking back tears, Anna forced herself to descend the stairs. She had nearly made it to the door when Alex noticed her. He shot to his feet. "Anna, what? Where are you going?" The anguish in his rough voice almost undid her. She couldn't look at him. "Away. I need space to think. Space." "No, Anna, please. Stay and talk to me. We can figure this out." Anna shook her head, throat closing up. "I love you, Alex. So much, but that's not enough right now." In 2 long strides, he was in front of her, gripping her hands. "Don't do this," he begged. "Don't go. I can't lose you." Vision blurred with tears, Anna pulled free. "I have to," she whispered. "For me and the babies, I'm sorry." And then, feeling like she was ripping her own heart out, she walked out the door. She didn't go far, just to a modest motel outside the city limits. The room was plain but clean. Anna curled up on the bed, arms wrapped around her swollen belly as she sobbed. "I'm so sorry," she choked out. "My sweet babies. I'll make this right for you somehow." Across town, a celebratory Claire raised a toast with her wealthy friends. "She's gone," she crowed. The little gold digger finally scurried back to the gutter where she belongs. The group twinkled their laughter. Claire preened at the attention. "Just wait. Alex will come running back to me before the sheets even cool. He always does." Hidden in a shadowy corner of the bar, Eric surreptitiously recorded every poisonous word. Claire was so busy basking, she didn't notice him slip away. Early the next morning, a haggard Alex burst into Eric's office. "I can't find Anna anywhere," he said frantically. "She's not answering my calls. Not at school, not with her friends. I'm losing my mind." Eric held up a hand. "There's something you need to hear." He hit play and Claire's spiteful voice filled the room, gleefully outlining how she destroyed Alex and Anna's relationship. Alex went rigid, ears ringing with fury. That evil bitch, she orchestrated all of this. Every doubt Anna has is because of her. "Exactly," Eric said grimly. "What are you going to do about it?" Alex grabbed his keys, jaw set. "I'm going to find Anna. I'm going to beg her forgiveness, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life making this right if I have to." He took off with no real plan, just a desperate need to bring Anna home. Meanwhile, she sat nursing a cold coffee in a little 24-hour diner. Her body ached with exhaustion, but it was nothing compared to the agony shredding her heart. How was she supposed to do this alone? Raise 2 children with no family, no support, nothing. Lost in despair, she didn't hear the diner door chime, didn't see Alex until he dropped to his knees beside her booth. "Anna, thank God!" She turned, shocked. "Alex, what are you doing here?" He grabbed her hands, eyes wild. "I'm so sorry, baby. I should have been fully honest from the second Claire showed up. I failed you. I don't understand." He thrust his phone at her. "Just listen." Numb, Anna did. Hearing Claire's plotting, her gleeful destruction, was like being doused in ice water. By the end, she was crying. "I should have trusted you," she said brokenly. "Alex, I'm so sorry." "No," he interrupted fiercely. "I'm the one who needs to grovel. I let my ugly past infect our future. But Anna, I swear on everything holy, you and our children, you're my whole world." He cradled her face, their tears mingling. "I will spend forever proving how much I love you. Because I do, Anna Summers, more than my own life." Anna couldn't speak past the lump in her throat. The last tendrils of doubt and fear snapped inside her. She grabbed Alex and kissed him, hard and intense. In that moment, nothing else existed. Only him and their love. Hours later, back home, Alex treated Anna like delicate china. He bent to press a reverent kiss to her baby bump. "Hey in there," he murmured. "It's Daddy. You get ready because your mommy and I are going to give you the best life imaginable." He felt a strong kick and laughed. When he looked up, Anna was smiling through happy tears. "Marry me," Alex said, still on his knees. "Not out of obligation, but because you love me as much as I love you." "You know I already said yes," she teased. "Indulge me. I want to hear it again." Anna pulled him up and into her arms. "Yes, Alex Lewis, 1,000,000 times yes." The morning of Anna and Alex's wedding dawned perfect and cloudless. In her bridal suite at the fancy Regency Hotel, Anna stood in front of a huge mirror as her bridesmaids, Tina and 2 other close friends, buttoned her into her dress with shaking hands. The gown was elegantly simple. Smooth white satin pooled at her feet, the delicate lace sleeves just brushing her wrists. No fussy tiaras or flashy diamonds. Just glowing, radiant Anna, exactly as Alex adored her. She barely recognized her own reflection. The woman staring back at her looked so different, stronger, ready to walk boldly into her new life. Downstairs, the ballroom hummed with anticipation. Eleanor darted between the tables, fussing over centerpieces and straightening satin bows. Tuxedoed groomsmen milled around, photographers snapping away. Everyone could feel it. This wasn't just a wedding. It was the social event of the season. At the altar, Alex fiddled anxiously with his cufflinks, heart in his throat. His nerves had nothing to do with marrying Anna. He'd been certain about that from the second she crashed into his world. No, he was terrified that the second he saw her walking down the aisle, he'd dissolve into a sobbing mess and barely choke out his vows. Eric elbowed him with a grin. "Relax, man, you got this. Your girl is almost here." As if on cue, the music changed. The guests stood as the huge double doors opened. And then, there she was. A vision in white, gliding down the aisle on her favorite professor's arm. Alex forgot how to breathe. He forgot his own name. All he could see was her. His Anna. His whole universe. Their eyes locked, her bright with unshed tears. And suddenly, Alex couldn't wait one more second. He strode down the aisle to meet her, taking her hands in his. "Hi," Anna whispered. "Hi," he whispered back. "You are so beautiful." Anna reached up to touch his cheek. "And you are devastatingly handsome." Unable to resist, Alex dipped his head and caught her lips in a sweet kiss. The guests chuckled as the officiant cleared his throat meaningfully. Alex flashed a sheepish grin and led Anna the rest of the way to the altar. The ceremony itself passed in a blur. One second they were listening to the officiant's opening remarks. The next it was time for vows. Anna spoke first, her voice trembling with emotion. "Alex, before you, I didn't believe in happily ever afters. My life taught me they weren't meant for girls like me. But then you swept in and changed everything." She gripped his hands tighter. "You've shown me that real love isn't some perfect fairy tale. It's messy and rough and wonderful. It's about fighting tooth and nail for each other. And I vow to fight for us until my very last breath. Today, tomorrow, and every day after, I choose you. Alex blinked back tears, thumbing away the ones slipping down Anna's cheeks. When it was his turn, he had to take a deep breath to steady himself. Anna, before you, I was lost, broken, convinced I was too damaged to ever let anyone in again. But from the second I opened my eyes in that car wreck and saw your face, everything changed. You brought me back to life. His voice cracked with emotion. Baby, you are my redemption, my hope, my home. And I swear that I will spend the rest of my days proving how desperately I love you. No matter what life throws at us, I will always protect you, believe in you, and stand by your side. You're stuck with me, Summers. Forever. By the time the officiant pronounced them husband and wife, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Alex swept Anna into a passionate kiss as everyone burst into applause. The reception was like something from a dream. Laughter, music, more food and champagne than Anna had ever seen. But all she could focus on was Alex, the feel of him holding her close as they swayed on the dance floor, the pure joy radiating from him. They were so lost in their perfect bubble, they almost didn't notice when it burst. It happened in the middle of Alex's toast, thanking everyone for celebrating with them. A huge crash echoed from the back of the ballroom. The doors slammed open, and a disheveled Claire came staggering in, gripping a champagne bottle and spitting mad. "You think any of this is real?" she screamed, mascara running down her face. "You actually believe this little gold digger loves you?" A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. Security rushed forward, but Claire dodged them, throwing herself in front of the shocked newlyweds. "She'll leave you!" Claire shrieked at Alex. "Just like I did, just like everyone does." For a tense moment, silence rang out. Then Alex stepped calmly in front of Anna, shielding her. "Claire," he said, voice dangerously calm, "it's time for you to go." She let out a hysterical bark of laughter. "You're destroying your life. She's going to ruin you. The only one ruining anything here is you," Alex said coldly. "You need help, Claire, but not from me, not anymore." With an inarticulate scream of rage, Claire moved to lunge at them, only to be grabbed by security. As they hauled her away, she thrashed and kicked, howling threats at Anna. But Anna felt no fear, only an odd combination of pity and relief. Because Claire's hatred, though intense, held no real power in the light of the love surrounding Anna. She wasn't that scared, lonely girl anymore. She was a woman with a family of her own, a woman who finally, truly belonged. As if reading her thoughts, Alex turned and pulled her into his arms. "You okay?" he murmured into her hair. Anna lifted her head, happiness glowing in her eyes. "I'm perfect. I have you." He kissed her softly. "Always, baby. For better or worse, right? Forever and always," she promised. And just like that, the party resumed, leaving the ugliness far behind. Hours later, pleasantly exhausted and slightly tipsy, Anna and Alex stood alone on the balcony, swaying to the muffled music. Anna leaned against her new husband's strong chest, hands linked over her baby bump. "Everything is going to be different now, isn't it?" Alex nuzzled her neck. "No, my love. It's not going to be different. It's going to be amazing. It already is." As they stood there wrapped up in each other, watching the stars come out over the glittering city, the future stretched in front of them. It would be wild and messy and beautiful and scary,